this is going to be intense. We've got 20 minutes of quali, leads us into the Boost Mobile Top 10 shootout. We've had 5 practice sessions so far, and in those 5 sessions, they've been dominated by 4 different teams. The Blanchard Racing Team, Triple Eight Race Engineering, Tickford, and Walkinshaw Andretti United. 3 of the sessions been led by Mustangs, 2 of them by Camaros. Fastest lap belongs to Will Brown, a 1 minute 48.9957.
What's happening with Will there? Is that car stalled, or is it
just awkwardly perched down there,
yeah,
isn't it, at 45 degrees at the end of the pit lane? So
they've got a drama. Look, here's
the DJR people are on their way down there to rescue whatever the issue is. He was not a happy camp when I spoke to him earlier in the day. So the SuperView Power Racing Team crew coming down to rescue Will Davison in the 17 car, the famous number 17 for Dick Johnson Racing. So the majority of the field back out there again now. Feeney, Randall and Davison, who we just saw on screen, are still in the lane. Chad, can you update?
Sounds like a wheel's come loose, guys, and that was what Will said on the radio, so it should be easy enough to fix, but lucky that they didn't get out there and lose it on track. So quick thinking from Will.
Oh yeah, well and truly, front right corner.
So just watch this now, because this is an issue. Because David Reynolds, they went against convention, remember, they went later. Now everyone's gone back out there again. He's on a flyer and everyone's warming up.
So he has to deal with traffic, and therefore he needs a lot of courtesy in that process.
The wheel.
It's not good.
Yeah.
And that is going to help, but as you get some cloud cover benefit, but I look out to my right and the flags are fairly dancing out there at the moment. So what you might win in one area, you potentially lose in another. That car just having a little buck and a rock and roll through the right-hander there through 17.
So Ryan Wood's on a ripper. Kostecki is also on a ripper. And what does that do for Cam Waters? It puts him up to P2, up 9 spots with a 49.88.
Totem shows you where your drivers are referencing the top 10, and Wood to the top on a 49.5. So the numbers early in the lap indicated that that was possible, and that confirms the pace that we saw in practice as Kostecki now jumps into position 2. Only 2/100ths of a second slower than Woody. The line is the critical point I wanted to make here about getting into or not making the top 10. The key runners are wanting to advance into the top 10 shootout for Boost Mobile. We've already seen a great variety of different drivers achieve a pole position so far this year. Remember, we're going to set positions 11 through 27 now. Good to see the 17 heading out there.
Nicely done. That was nice. He had positive locks. He didn't have to correct at any point just then. Jamie Whincup left the screen looking on intently to get a first sector. Look at Feeney's first sector. It's a 41.49. That's only 1/100th off the fastest, which has been Ryan Wood. Now, Anton Di Pasquale has just moved that marker. He's just done the fastest first sector, and then Cam Waters knocked it off immediately.
Yeah, and they've taken a little chunk out of that time as well, so they've gone very quick in the first sector. We're focused on Feeney at the moment.
His cumulative number is good enough to go to the top. And I think the key part of this, Neil, is not just making the 10. You've got to be deep in the 10 to be on pole here tonight.
We're close to seeing the checkered flag in this session. It's all going to play out in the next 20-odd seconds here as he comes out of turn 18. Greets the checkered flag. No, he actually gets across the line. He's gone to the top on 49.4. So that takes Feeney out of that danger zone, position 11, brings him up to the top by 0.14 of a second from Wood. Cooper Murray gets into the game here in position number 6. And that number that Waters has shown is very encouraging. He could knock off Brock in this process.
Cam Hill up 13 spots into 4th. Great job.
There's some dust down here that someone's brought up, and it's just Pricey forward giving some space down there at turn 18 at the final corner.
This is going to be good here.
How's Cam Waters' number? He does a 49.4 to be only 5/100ths of a second away, up 7 spots in the process. Percat now is right on the edge. Reynolds has been punted out into position number 11. Mostert comes up into position number 6. That was key for him at the right moment. His teammate Ryan Wood's already in position number 3 at the moment, and it is tight. These margins that have been opened up through the weekend that we've been talking about have condensed now in quali when it matters. It's only a 1/3 odd of a second covering the top 9 cars.
And Will Brown's out. I reckon Will Brown's over and out. He's 16th, and he's not going to make it in. How can you do a lap time from yesterday of 48.99, half a second faster than anybody, and Kostecki straight away 49.39, beautiful lap to finish this.
10,000ths of a second, and Will Brown is out of business here He's down in
4/10 off in the last sector.
16th on that totem.
Now we've got Kai Allen and Matty Payne still to finish off where they are. Now they're both on personal bests. I'm just looking at the cumulative there. Kai Allen's going to battle, and Payne's number at the moment is good enough to get in. So if he can finish this lap, Matt Payne, I think we'll get in on that number.
I had the radio turned down, but I just caught a little bit of Will Brown, and he's emphasising that there's something wrong, whatever it was. Now, I got no other context, but we'll chase up that story to understand it.
Payne in, up 3 spots, up to 7th.
Ooh, that was at the death, wasn't it?
Yep. So that is a nice job.
Brody Kostecki gets that nicely tucked away in the 49s, a 49.3947 for him, 8/10,000ths of a second over Brock Feeney, so that's a fine performance when it mattered. He cemented a position and he'll run last in the Boost Mobile top 10 later on. Then Waters, then Wood, then Hill, Randall, Payne, Mostert, Di Pasquale, Murray. The next group didn't make it, sadly, but very, very close to be tales of woe here. If only will be the way those sentences start for Nick Percat, for David Reynolds, Jack LeBrock, Andre Heimgartner, Jackson Evans, Will Brown, position 3 in our championship from Courtney. And then Aaron Cameron, Richie Stanaway, Macaulay Jones, Will Davison had that moment where that right front wheel was hanging off the 17. Then James Golding, Kai Allen will be disappointed. I think there'll be more to the story there.